What is going on, Trash Talkers? We are back with another episode for you. In today's video, we're going to give you our draft profile and analysis for Utah linebacker Devin Lloyd. All that and much more coming your way right now! All right, Nick, as we get closer and closer to April's NFL draft, we have yet another draft profile to get to. Today, we're going to be talking about Utah linebacker Devin Lloyd. Devin Lloyd is by far and away the best linebacker in this draft class. He has all of the tools necessary to play middle linebacker, and he is one of the most versatile defensive players that we see in this draft class. When we take a look at Devin Lloyd's measurables, we see that he stands at 6'3", weighs in at 235 pounds, and he is PFF's ranked #1 middle linebacker. When you take a look at his pro comparison, we both agree he looks a lot like San Francisco 49ers linebacker Fred Warner. This guy is sideline to sideline. He is downhill. He does everything extremely well. I'll let you get into that in just a little bit. When you take a look at Devin Lloyd's career stats, he played for 3 years at the University of Utah, 33 total games, 145 total tackles, 8.5 sacks, 21 tackles for loss, 1 interception, 3 passes defensed, and 1 forced fumble. This guy filled up the stat sheet his entire senior season, his best season in college football. He continues to get better and better every single year, and we are only scratching the surface of what Devin Lloyd can do.
Absolutely, and when we look at those strengths, you alluded to them. He can go sideline to sideline, and his ability to jump at the point of attack is incredible. When you look at the athletic quarterbacks he went up against in college, when they flushed out of the pocket, this guy not only was able to meet them towards the sideline, but he was then able to put the jets on and absolutely take advantage of that open space and hit home, get those sacks. Devin Lloyd has the ability to do this all game long, and with his natural instincts, his high football IQ, he knows perfect positioning, where to be, when to be there, and it doesn't matter how many blockers are in his way. His raw talent at the linebacker position is enough for him to figure out a way to get past them. We saw this last season with Micah Parsons, not a natural defensive end, but knew how to get past the offensive line. Devin Lloyd is very, very similar and should be held in a very similar regard to Micah Parsons. When we look at the weaknesses of Devin Lloyd, he does tend to overcommit in his running lanes. In those situations, he's very eager to make a play in the backfield, and sometimes it does not pay off. All it takes is for a small move by the running back for them to get past Devin Lloyd, and then he is rendered useless for that play. And then he also has heavy feet and tight hips in some situations, which makes it very difficult for him to drop back in coverage when he needs to make a play on the ball against a tight end, against somebody running through his zone. He needs to be a little bit better in those zone coverage abilities, which is something that can easily be coached up at the next level. Overall, Devin Lloyd is the total package at the middle linebacker position and has some tremendous talent that can be utilized in many different schemes and packages. I think that Devin Lloyd is going to be a generational talent that we see in the NFL.
When you take a look at some of the teams that clearly are interested in generational talents, you start off with a team that knows Micah Parsons all too well, that being the Philadelphia Eagles. They see exactly what Dallas got in Micah Parsons last year, a middle linebacker that can play in coverage, a defensive end that can really get after quarterbacks, just a do-it-all guy in the middle of the field that commands the entire defense. Devin Lloyd could be just that for the Philadelphia Eagles, and the best part is they have 3 first-round picks to choose from. Devin Lloyd would be a perfect person in the middle of that revamped defense that they have in Philadelphia. I fully expect Devin Lloyd to be a Philadelphia Eagle.
Another team to look out for, the New England Patriots, would be a great spot for Devin Lloyd. With defensive coordinator Jerod Mayo being there, there is a little bit of similarities between the two, and Jerod Mayo, knowing that style of linebacker, would be able to coach him up tremendously and take all of these weaknesses off the table, make him one of the most dominant linebackers in the NFL.
Another team that could possibly use Devin Lloyd would be the team that Micah Parsons currently plays for, the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys moved Micah Parsons off to the edge as they saw what he could do when he is rushing a passer.
And last but not least, the Tennessee Titans linebacker Jayon Brown, also a free agent and not looking like he will re-sign. They need to get somebody next to Harold Landry if they're going to keep this linebacking core very strong. They need to improve upon what Jayon Brown is leaving behind if they're going to make the improvements necessary on defense to get them further into the playoffs and possibly even to the Super Bowl. Devin Lloyd, being coached by Mike Vrabel, would be a match made in heaven as well. One of the best linebackers to come out of the Bill Belichick school of coaching. Mike Vrabel would know exactly what to do and to get Devin Lloyd to perform at his ceiling.
All of these teams would be very, very happy to have Devin Lloyd, and honestly, I think he would be extremely happy to go to any of these teams. When you take a look at the Patriots and the Titans, Nick, you mentioned they both have linebackers at coaching positions. The Eagles and the Cowboys, they have done tremendous jobs with linebackers in the past and know how to coach them up. I think Devin Lloyd would be a specimen to behold if he goes to any of these four teams. But I want to hear from you guys. Let us know in the comments down below what you think of Devin Lloyd, who your pro comp is for him, and where you would like to see him get drafted. All right, well, that's going to be all for now. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell. We go live every single day. That'll be all. Peace and love.